Welcome back to Graveyard Carz.
Graveyard Carz is an American automotive reality TV series filmed in Springfield, Oregon, which focuses on restoring Mopar muscle cars from the 1960s and 70s. Mark Worman created the show, which has been airing since June 2012 on Motor Trend, formerly known as Velocity. It has run for 14 seasons, attracting a massive audience of automobile lovers who enjoy the magic process of transforming seemingly deadbeat and unfixable cars into functional and dashing pieces. However, despite the show's enormous popularity and demand, it's been a subject of various controversies and debates over the years, aimed mostly at its authenticity. Also known as Mopar Guru, Mark Worman is a businessman, producer, and owner of Welby's car care shop featured in Graveyard Carz. Mark developed an interest in cars at a young age and continued nourishing his interest by reading and learning about old cars and how to repair them. His father died of cancer when Mark was 12, and he was raised by his mother, who also battled some health issues. Hailing from Eugene, Oregon, Mark never showcased the desire to attend or engage in school and learning, which explains why he dropped out of Springfield Junior High in 9th grade. He bought his first car when he was 16, a 1980s Dodge Charger of burnt orange color with a 383 two-barrel engine, dreaming of making it his own. He found various employments to support himself, but later changed his mind and obtained his high school diploma, attending a program at Lane Community College. After completing his studies, Mark focused on harboring his love for cars and started restoring old Mopar vehicles. Before launching his shop, he switched between various local garages in Springfield, rising through the ranks from working as a pump jockey to eventually becoming a mechanic of unmatched skill and reputation. Having acquired enough knowledge and experience, in 1985, he established his automotive shop entitled Welby's Car Care Center. It initially had only 3 bays, but the shop expanded as the business grew. From the time he launched his shop, Mark had thoughts of making a show about restoring old cars, which seemed like an exciting topic for viewers. And he was right. Automotive content has been very popular, especially among the male audience. At the time, other similar TV shows in the same lane found success, which motivated Mark to go through with his idea. While working at his shop, he acquired a totaled 1971 orange-painted Hemi Plymouth Barracuda, which needed some serious restoration, if not resuscitation. Mark made a deal with the car's owner, who wanted to see the process of restoration documented. Mark and his friend Aaron Smith successfully fixed the vehicle and presented the required evidence. After seeing the potential and the success of his documentation, he and Aaron began filming the restoration of other cars, which would later serve as a compilation for the TV pilot. In 2007, Mark founded the Division Productions Company and kickstarted his reality show. The show was pitched to Velocity, and Mark made a deal with the network in which his production company would retain creative control, but depend on Velocity's team for advice, ideas, and development in presenting the show to the viewing public. If you're wondering what happened to the Phantom Cuda, it was featured in the first 5 seasons, going through a gradual facelift and modifications. After being shipped to American Metal Direct, AMD, for additional work, it returned to the show looking as if it had just come out of a factory. Mark Worman is the creator and the main cast member of the show Graveyard Carz. However, he doesn't operate alone and has a crew of skilled mechanics and old car lovers who share his passion for restoring Mopars. Mark's right hand is definitely his daughter Alyssa, who joined the show in the 5th season. Alyssa spent a lot of her childhood in her father's garage, where she clearly developed her interest in cars. She was married to one of her fellow cast members, Josh Rose, who was introduced in the 1st season. In addition to her status as a TV celebrity, Alyssa is also an entrepreneur and sports anchor who worked for CBS Sports Radio. A multi-talented individual, she followed in her father's footsteps, but also launched the digital marketing firm Likeable Media. Will Scott is another recurring cast member, a creative and highly skilled garage painter. The father of 6, Will, made a name for himself when it comes to painting cars, as he's transformed the ugliest muscle cars into fresh and ready-for-a-spin machines. He was introduced in the 5th season, and like other members, thoroughly enjoyed rebuilding cars. Another vital employee of Mark's shop is Royal Yoakum, the muscle car expert. He's one of the original cast members who's been on the show since the very beginning. Over the years, the show also numbered other members who left for various reasons: Darren Kirkpatrick, Dave Rhea, Holly Chedster, and Josh Rose. Darren was one of the original cast members who made his debut in the show in 2012. As the lead technician, Darren displayed his extensive knowledge and expertise. However, despite his skill, he often seemed disinterested in the work and clashed with other cast members, particularly Josh Rose, which was documented in the show. After a couple of seasons, he left Graveyard Carz in 2014 and has been under the radar ever since. If you're a die-hard fan of the show, then you must remember the blonde Holly Chedester, who was introduced in the 2nd season. Holly seemed to play a vital role in the season by serving as a research assistant, capable but humble, and modest in her dealings. She quickly earned the nickname Holly equipped. It seemed that Holly won the hearts of fans with a mild and pleasant personality. However, she was on the show for one season. Then, when the third season premiered, the fans were surprised to learn that Holly was no longer part of the crew. The reason for that remained undisclosed, though some viewers pointed out that constant verbal abuse from Darren might have played a role in her exiting the company and the show. Now she's working as a research assistant at the Oregon Influence Innovations. Josh Rose is a well-known crew member and Mark's ex-son-in-law. He was in the show for 4 seasons before leaving in 2014. Given that he was married to Mark's daughter, they were often featured together in the show, including welcoming 2 daughters together. Josh left Graveyard Carz, apparently due to payment issues, but he never officially confirmed it. It's believed that Josh and Melissa divorced in 2014, the same year he exited the show, so many took this as the reason he stopped appearing. Allegedly, even before they separated, their marriage was on the rocks, but they've remained very tight-lipped regarding their relationship. After his exit, he has kept both his professional and personal life away from the public. However, judging from his social media, he spends a lot of time in the gym working out and seems to be in perfect shape. Assembly technician Dave Rhea appeared in season 5 of the series. Looking like a very laid-back person, he fixed every issue that he was given. If anyone needed to get a car, Dave knew where to get it, how to improve it, and when to fix it. He exited the show after starring in 21 episodes of the 5th season, much to the fans' surprise. The reason Dave left was never addressed, and he's never commented. However, now he owns and runs his own Mopar shop, entitled DB Restoration LLC, in Creswell, Oregon. Similar to Mark Welby's Car Care, Dave's shop deals in classic muscle car restoration. Since it began airing on TV, Graveyard Carz has faced criticism and allegations from viewers that it's heavily edited or fake, especially the clashes and drama among cast members. Furthermore, some believe that their car restoration process is not truthfully displayed and authentic. As every reality show has its share of make-believe, this is not that unique to Graveyard Carz. Previously, the production team admitted that they had edited some scenes for dramatic effect and scripted some of the scenes and scenarios to condense events and to comply with time constraints. Different factors go into how the film crew shoots, edits, and portrays events on camera when filming these reality series. For example, sorting and organizing excess footage and deciding what will become the final product takes time. Reportedly, the crew films over 100 hours of material for a season consisting of 13 episodes, which means there might be several hours of footage behind the scenes shown on TV that lasts only a couple of minutes. It's implied that the production crew would include the most exciting and possibly drama-filled situations, with other instances relevant to the episode's main plot. According to the production team, a reality series is 80% editing, and while shooting, they never know exactly what the end product will be. Therefore, the team focuses on acquiring as much footage as possible out of a minimal number of complex restoration jobs. However, they also want to display the cast members' personalities and interactions in the shop. The producers disclosed that only authentic characters without embellishment would appear in the show, although sometimes they push them into a particular situation where they might act dramatically or unpredictably, which benefits the show's ratings. When you think about it, it's a no-brainer that some scenes are a compilation of carefully placed edits, but most are genuine. Additionally, when you are tasked with taking and restoring the same types of vehicles week after week, the content can become a bit dry, dull, and repetitive. At some point, there was so much criticism that the production team had to admit that some items were being doctored. They defended their position by saying that they were filming a type of reality series. For example, there is always a cast member who is quick to react, so the production team will arrange a situation where they inform everyone of the staged event, except that one person. By executing this, the team creates a scene where the ignorant member reacts genuinely to what is transpiring. So in that way, the show is partially reality series. But the production crew insists that the reactions are truthful. According to Mark, when speaking of real situations, every clash between Josh and Darren was authentic and not staged. In the early seasons of the show, the two often clashed, and Mark even had a name for the two, calling them the Clinker Twins. When the two left the show, Mark revealed that he felt less stressed without witnessing the two going at each other every day. Talking to a media outlet, Mark said, "Darren and Josh made me miserable, and that was reflected in everything I did. They were complete lunatics. None of the arguing you saw on the show was a shtick. It was very real bickering and daily negativity." Mark added that their disputes disrupted the working climate in the shop, and overall activities also related to the show. From its first episode, the show became synonymous with drama on TV and behind the scenes. Reportedly, Mark had several issues with the law over the years. According to reports, a lawsuit was filed against the show, Mark, and other producers, as they allegedly owed money to various cast members for their appearances in the show. These included Derek, Josh Rose, and Darren. Apparently, they were fired via text messages and weren't allowed to return to the shop and gather their tools, which was unfair and highly illegal. Furthermore, Mark was accused of stealing car parts from his customers and later on using them on other cars. The general opinion is that Mark doesn't treat his employees well, which was why most of them have left both the show and his shop. One of the most frequently asked questions regarding the show is the restoration price. If you've watched the show, you must have seen the amount of work behind fixing a totaled or rare car. The price depends on various factors such as the car's condition, the availability of the needed parts, and other materials. You might have guessed it, but restoring an old Mopar car is not relatively cheap, or even affordable for some. Usually, dedicated collectors and well-to-do individuals call for these restorations. And given that Mark has been working for over 4 decades, has acquired his loyal clientele, generally, it's believed that the restoration process costs between $20,000 and $50,000, sometimes even more, depending on the type of muscle car. In one episode, Mark disclosed these cars cost around $50,000 before they were totaled. According to sources, Mark's estimated personal net worth is over $2 million as of mid-2022, acquired through working in a shop, starring in the TV show, and through his production company. Given that Mark has a daughter, many fans wonder whether he's married and why his wife isn't in the show. The truth is, no one knows. He's been very secretive regarding his romantic life and hasn't disclosed any information. However, it's said that he is married and that his wife prefers to stay out of the spotlight. Additionally, it remains a mystery whether Alyssa is his only child, but no others have been introduced.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.